Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers podcast. This is Joe Justice coming to you from Meetup 64, and I am here with Jacob. Jacob, tell me, buddy, what's your hustle?
I'm Jacob Lesher. I am the CTO for West Virginia Integrated AI Solutions. We're a West Virginia business that is helping small West Virginia businesses integrate AI into their business model. So I think everybody sees that AI is the direction that business is headed. We hear about it in the news. We see it on social media. We see that this is going to be the next big thing. But I think a lot of people are wondering, how is this going to work for me?
Tell me a little bit about what AI is.
So artificial intelligence, it's a broad field. I'd say that we really started seeing the beginnings of what would develop into modern day AI in the 90s. And the way that generally I like to explain it is that it is a self-improving program. So you take the ability of the programmer to iterate, refine on a particular program, and you put that in the hands of the computer itself. And what that's able to do is give you recursively superior results over what you started with. It does that through training data. It does that through real world experience. And then you utilize that for whatever purpose it is that you've applied it to. With what we're seeing right now, the big advancement is in what's called large language models. And they're going to take text and they draw inferences on it, they draw information from it, and then they're able to output a response based on the instructions that they've been given. We've also seen a lot of advancements in generative AI that's able to generate video, images. You might see pictures on social media, you might see them in the news, and here lately, video has gotten really, really big. We're getting to the point that AI is starting to be able to make entire movies on its own.
So what is it about AI? It seems like it's just kind of come out of nowhere. I know that's not true, but what is it that's made it appear in just explode in popularity in the recent few years?
So it's a big tipping point. In the past, this technology has been useful, but it's been a very niche use case. There have been a handful of businesses that had applicable applications for it. Finance, search engines, large companies. What we've seen now is that the technology has finally reached the point where it is able to do a lot for everybody. So as of right now, AI can take the entire process of data entry, which is a relevant part of almost every business. If you keep inventory, if you keep track of hours, anything that involves an Excel spreadsheet, and it can do just about every single data entry task that we've thrown at it. It can do permutations, it can do tasks based on the data presented, and that's big. That small step forward has taken it from something that maybe 2% of the largest businesses were able to use to something that everybody everywhere has a very big use case for. And so funding has increased, excitement and marketability has increased. Whenever you have that concrete application, it becomes much more appealing to much more people.
What we're seeing is big changes that are applicable to everyday tasks like data entry and things like that. Give me some other examples of where AI is helping, small businesses, entrepreneurs, even medium businesses actually be force multipliers.
The big application that I've seen people, just professionals at the individual level using it for is it can write paragraphs, it can write emails, it can take something that you give it. Let's say it's an email you've written. Let's say it's something that you are concerned, how is the tone of this? How is the grammar? Things that maybe Microsoft Word itself can't do for you, and automated word processors can't figure out. It can take them and it can say, here's how you can rewrite this to sound more professional. Here's how you can rewrite this to sound more friendly. If you're writing an intimate letter to a friend, you need to write that a little bit differently than if you're writing a letter to your boss. Maybe you're trying to get time off, anything like that. And it can do it quickly. It can do it effectively. It can do it at any writing style you need it to. So if you are a professional in any given field and you want to improve the quality of your professional writing, but that's just not your personal forte, it can handle that aspect of your individual professional career fantastically. I'll say it's one of the best writers that I've ever personally seen. Very compelling and very consistent in its tone.
Awesome. And so, Jacob, there's as you're getting into this new venture and you're getting into this kind of stuff, what kind of questions are you getting asked? What are people asking you about AI?
So a lot of the big questions that we see are obviously, what's this going to do for me? How am I going to apply this to what I do? And it's a broad scope because there are so many applications and so many different permutations, that it's really answered on a case-by-case basis. But people also want to know, is this going to change the way that I do my job? Is this going to take away my job? Is this going to radically impact the way of life that I'm comfortable with and that I've developed as time has gone on? And, the answer is going to be implementation. I'd say that when you approach the problem of applying it to your unique situation, it can be whatever you need it to be. It can be an assistant. It can be an agent. It can take care of almost entire tasks on its own. It's a matter of what you choose to use it for. But as of right now, it's not a robot. It's not a cyborg. It's not going to walk in one day and say, I'm going to do this, this, and that. It's a tool. It's to be used by individuals. It's to be used by people. And it'll do exactly what you tell it to. And that, I think, is that's where a lot of people, there arrives some confusion, is how independent is this technology? What can it do on its own, right?
It's not really thinking for itself, right?
It's not thinking for itself. It is taking what you tell it to do, and it's doing its best job at it. That's all it can do. It doesn't do anything unprompted. I mean, you have to go back and forth step by step and tell it if you want it to do a task, you have to tell it to do that task. It's not going to say, you've asked me to do this, this, and that, and then automatically decide what you want for you. It follows instructions. It does so very accurately, very consistently, and very faithfully.
Awesome. Jacob, how can people get a hold of you?
So you can reach us at our website. That's wviais.com, wviais.com. And you can call us, text us. That's 304-437-8648. And yeah, we'll, between the hours of 9 to 5, we can take phone calls for inquiries. We take text messages. You can email us. I'm J. Lesher at wviais.com. And then you can reach our account man at jhardman at wvias.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jacob. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for listening. And as Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, I want to remind you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.